Selling is important and critical to the success and survival of every business. In order to be profitable, in order to grow, we must master the art of selling. Selling is so critical that it comes only second to our ability to create a winning product. Any business that is not able to master the art of selling eventually dies. Now, one of the key difficulties that businesses face is their inability to recognize the various buying stages and use them to their advantage. So today I'm going to be talking about the 3 stages in the buying cycle from the perspective of the customer. My name is Elliot Adomila. I'm the founder of Revel Studios and the Revel Academy. Revel Studios is a brand strategy and creative design consultancy located in Ghana, and the Revel Academy is a learning center that is focused on helping entrepreneurs and creatives build better businesses. Lots of marketers focus on selling by persuasion. They spend a lot of time and effort trying to convince prospects and customers that the product or the service they're offering is the best for them. And oftentimes than not, we're left with customers that regret making that decision. And that is what we refer to as the buyer's remorse. But I believe there is a right way to sell, and that is to figure out whether your brand, your product, your service is the right fit for the customer or for the prospect. If your brand has been properly positioned in the marketplace, then there will be very little need for persuasion. So you can check out my video on brand positioning, and it will show you the 3 steps that are necessary to positioning yourself in the marketplace. Now let's talk about the 3 stages in the buying cycle. Proper selling can be distilled into 3 stages based on the client's place in the buying cycle. The first stage is to help the unaware. This is the stage where you're dealing with clients that are unaware of the problem and difficulties they face or the opportunities that require your services. So what you're supposed to do at this stage is to inform these clients. Now, the way to do that is through thought leadership. You're supposed to share information, you're supposed to share thoughts. That, as it were, brings these clients to the realization that there is a problem that they have or a difficulty they are facing, and create the opportunity for them to realize that they are in need of your particular service. Thought leadership is very important because it shows our expertise and draws prospects thinking to the deficit and our ability to solve that problem. One of the ways to show thought leadership is by creating good, relevant content. So we can do that through writing of books, writing of blogs, creating video content like I am doing right now. It is very important to provide prospects at the unaware stage with as much information as possible. And the reason for doing this is so that they can come to the realization by themselves. If you want to push the agenda of drawing the attention to this deficit, what is going to happen is that they're going to be resistant to you because they feel that you are trying to sell a product or a service to them. But if you can provide them with as much information as possible, they can come to this realization by themselves, and by so doing, see you as an expert in the field. The second stage is to inspire interest. By now, the prospect, through the information you have provided, has come to the realization that they are in need of help and that they are in need of your services. At this point, the interested future client is looking for inspiration to move forward. And what we need to do at this stage is to get them to the point where they say, I am going to do this. It's to get them to the place where they have created the intent to move forward. So how do we inspire interest and bring them to the place where they create the intent to buy? We do that by inspiring them through our portfolio. We need to show them the work that we've done for other people and the benefits that they receive as a result of our efforts. Now, You may be starting your business and you may not have a standing portfolio. It doesn't necessarily need to be your portfolio, but you can show them the work of other people. But the point is to inspire them and show them the possibilities, that this is where you are, but this is where you could be if you make use of our services. You can do that through your sales and your marketing collateral, and you can do that in person through conversations. But make sure that at this stage you are inspiring them and you are bringing them to the place where they say, I am willing to buy and I am willing to do business with you. Before we talk about the third stage, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment or a question. The third and the final stage is to reassure the intent. This is where we're doing what is necessary to close the sale. The client may have probably said to you, we are interested in doing this. You guys are the best. I'll be looking forward to working with you, and that they'll give you a call later so you can finalize things. But what you need to understand is that after the euphoria of inspiration has left, doubt begins to set in, and this is what we refer to as the buyer's remorse. They wondering, have I made a mistake? Have I made the wrong decision? But what you are supposed to do at this time as a business owner, as a business, is to reassure them that they have made the right decision choosing to do business with you. How do we reassure our clients? Remember this, you don't reassure them by inspiring them. This is not the time to inspire them. This is the time to show them that you are truly capable of delivering on your promise. And so there are various ways to do that. You can do that through a pilot project where you're doing the project on a very small scale to show them that it is viable and that it is possible. You can also work with them on phased engagements where you're breaking down the engagement into different phases so that you can deal with one stage at another to show that at this stage we've been able to do it, so by virtue of that we can do it on the next stage. Another way to reassure them is to show them our processes and methodologies through case studies. And finally, we can use money back guarantees as a way of reassuring them. Different people require different sales approaches because of the stage they find themselves in the buying cycle. Now, understanding the 3 stages of the buying cycle would help you in your short-term and your long-term strategies to grow your business and gain profitability. Thank you for watching. Check out our channel, The Rebel Academy, for more videos. And if this video has been beneficial, you just want to subscribe and you want to leave a comment or ask a question, and hopefully we can address them in subsequent videos.